When I see Primus, I don't know whether to laugh, scratch my head in confusion, or be captivated by the storytelling. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Low End University. After Jerry Was a Race Car Driver won our last Primus poll, I promised that I would come back and do second place, which was My Name is Mud. This is from their third studio album, Pork Soda, released in 1993, and My Name is Mud was also the first single. I have some backstory on this song. The whole notion of the song is basically about a couple of tweakers, one of whom is quote-unquote Mud, who are hanging out, and they get into a fight over something stupid, and one of them kills the other one. Kind of a River's Edge type of vibe. This is straight off of their page. And it's weird as when I read the backstory for Jerry Was a Race Car Driver, someone also died. There's some really intense storytelling going on here, but you guys have asked that I check out the Woodstock performance from 1994, so that's what we're doing today. Let's get into it. My Name is Mud by Primus, live from Woodstock 1994. All right. 1990s era Woodstock. Sounds fun and crazy. Was anybody there? Was anybody at this show or at Woodstock in general?
My name is Mud.
Okay, song title right out of the gate. Just all percussive so far. Like a triplet thing there. The song has kind of a shuffle feel. Sixlets is what I'm hearing. Diddle diddle gat, diddle 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 gat. Kind of like Metallica's One, right? Really interesting. No music happening. There's no notes. Look at the crowd just already jumping around. What a weird song already.
Mud.
Whoa! Ha! Look at that guy! Unbelievable! Listen to Larry on guitar. Larry LaLonde, yeah. Oh my gosh. Wow, what a dynamic shift. I'm kind of learning the more Primus I go through, and my Primus journey is largely centered around doing it here on YouTube with you guys. I've done Jerry Was a Race Car Driver, Tommy the Cat. Those were a little more busy compositionally. This is really stripped down, and I wasn't sure what I'd been signed up for with My Name is Mud. Then the beat dropped. The crowd went nuts. Look at this. There's crowd surfing. They're crazy. Les has the crowd in the palm of his hand. And I'm realizing it's like these verses are just his chance to tell these stories. And it's like when the beat drops, that's like the soundtrack to the story he just told. It's kind of how I'm seeing it. If it goes back to this pattern, really interesting. That's a signature Les thing, those long slides. He always does that. He doesn't just go. He goes. I kind of heard that in the last, I think it was Tommy the Cat, he did something like that. Ooh, he did it back up. It almost makes you uneasy how slow it is, how just exaggerated, almost sort of out of time, just gives you sort of this weird on edge feeling. Not to mention the dissonance in the guitar. Okay, I have the lyrics pulled up. I wanted to at least latch on to some element of the story to get a feel of the vibe of this song. My Name is Mud. He starts it out, and then we're at, because I'm the most boring sons of bitch you have ever seen. I dress in blue, yes, navy blue from head to toe. I'm rather drab, except my patent shoes. I make them shine, well, most of the time. Except today, my feet are trodden on by this friend of mine, 6'2" and rude as hell. I got to get him in the ground before he starts to smell. My Name is Mud. I don't even know what to say half the time listening to this band. It's so hard to analyze and like make sense of it. And I think that's just what they do. It's such a big part of their unique element. Again, These verses are stripped down with no music. This is just percussion with a drum beat behind it. He's telling a story. That's the focus. And then when the notes come in, it sounds like he's down here on D, playing like a tritone, the most dissonant interval there is. I do have perfect pitch. I talk about it a lot. It sounds like it's kind of in like a... Or maybe it's... He's doing some little grace note there, kind of on the E string. Either it's F sharp to G or G sharp to A flat for the tritone. But then Larry's behind it doing just as dissonant stuff. And you guys have told me Larry apparently, or maybe he's joking, finds all the right notes of the song and doesn't play any of them, throws them out the window, comes in with something completely just a cacophony opposite of Les's parts. And it's like that, again, that's the soundtrack they want you to feel and hear after hearing the verse stanza to kind of get it in your head. It's just under the hood, it's storytelling with just a soundscape behind it. And in the past Primus videos, I've been so distracted by the weirdness and quirkiness of the music that I almost couldn't really focus on any sort of story. But I'm now realizing how like complementary they are of each other. And this is definitely the weirdest Primus song I've heard so far, just in terms of composition. See, we're back here stripped down, and it's very dynamic, which is really cool. Because like the crowd's waiting for that beat drop. Like I am too. Is he going to do it again? He has to. Oh, they're waiting. They're already starting to crowd surf.
So I kissed him upside the cranium with an aluminum baseball bat. My name is Mud.
Yes. Look at that. I've got to see this band live. Ooh, that triplet was so sexy. Listen to that. Oh, yeah.
My name is Mud.
Look how young he looks. Look at that exaggerated slide again. See how uneasy that makes you feel? It makes me uneasy playing it. I've heard him do that a lot. I don't hear anyone else do slides, just that uneasy slides. I don't know what else to call it. This is interesting. It's funny because in the verses he's playing that triplet pattern. Looks like he's sort of doing two thumbs and a left hand mute, which is actually kind of difficult to make that sound completely clean, void of any harmonics, overtones. 1, 2, 3. Anyway, it's weird because when he comes in with that chorus part, he's doing the same rhythm. He's just plugging in notes to that rhythm that you've already been kind of used to. And that seems to be the whole song so far. And I just love how into it the crowd is. He might be switching between fourths and tritones. It's kind of hard to hear. Okay, now they're doing dead stops. Uh-oh. Ooh, perfect shot. Okay, as I've said, rainbow bass, Carl Thompson basses. Again, you guys flooded me on the last few videos hundreds and hundreds of times to educate me and to give me all the history of that luthier and that bass. It is absolutely one of the most unique basses I've seen. Look at that upper horn, the wood plies. That has to be some sort of 9, 11, 12-piece body. I'm just making up numbers, but I see the light wood grain, the dark wood grain. I mean, if you had mahogany, ash next to each other, just a beautiful artistry. And I mean, that could be Ziricotti, Cocobolo. I don't know. There's no telling what that could be. So I'm not very well versed on it. I do see that soap bar shaped pickup. I know Les has been an EMG pickups artist. I got EMGs in my bass too. Hit myself in the chin. Looks like he has quite a few controls down there. So again, over these past few Primus videos, I've been really intrigued by the bass and what it can do, what settings it has. That's the nerd in me coming out. But Thank you guys over the past few videos kind of educating me what's going on there. All right, let's see where they take it. This is the most weird song so far. Everything about it breaks the rules. Primus are all about breaking rules, it seems like. Okay, we're back in. It's so sludgy and just makes makes me want to just... That's the first time right there. The guitar part has kind of sounded in unison in terms of the right notes, the notes Les is playing. I'm trying to wrap my head around what the guitar part's doing, and that's been the challenge each video. It's like, what is the purpose of the guitar? What is it trying to be dissonant? Is it just adding to that angsty feel of the song? Because right there, if we're still in D, kind of going up to G and G sharp there, it's like a little bluesy bend right here. That's the first normal lick I've really heard. But he's kind of bending that up. For in D blues, kind of has a little bluesy flair there. Woodstock 94 looks rowdy to me. Back to this. That's cool. Look how he throws his thumb down, because I bet beating on the neck like that, I mean, it's going to make a lot of extraneous noise. I think the challenge there is to get that clean and those stops to be right with the drums. You'll notice he throws his thumb down almost as an extra muting measure. Watch right here. He like covers all the strings with that thumb right around here, just to make sure nothing's ringing out, because this is very in the pocket, very tight. Triplets, sixlets, whatever you want to call them. This is kind of like a verse with no vocals. Is the story over? Hadn't been following the lyrics, not used to doing that. Harmonics at the end there? Is that it? Okay. This takes the cake for the weirdest Primus song I've heard. Again, I've only heard stuff off Sailing the Seas of Cheese, so Pork Soda is a completely new for me. I'm not sure if this is when they started getting really, really weird and experimental, but I think my favorite thing about this band so far is they just break every rule. I mean, I thought bands like Rush and King Crimson came out and broke the rules. I mean, this is a whole different level. This is a whole different set of rules to break. I mean, everything is kind of against the grain. There's really no music in the verses. It's the vehicle for him to tell the story. And it's like it's a slow motor rumbling underneath the story, almost foreshadowing something more intense. And then the beat drops. He had the crowd in the palm of his hand. They went crazy. And then you have this dissonant guitar coming in with no relation to what Les is playing, really. It's kind of just all over the map. Les is only playing a couple notes in this whole song. I heard maybe a D, F sharp, G. I'm still trying to figure out what the pattern of that part was, but there's no chorus really in terms of vocally. Again, that's the soundtrack to the story he's started to tell you. When it takes a break, I want you to take a break from hearing the story and feel on edge, and then he comes back in with more stanzas in this ridiculous story. Under the hood, it's pretty interesting because their play on dynamics here is why this probably translates so well to a live setting. And as a three-piece, most three-piece bands are trying to sound big because they only have three people, and it's the whole power trio thing. Like, wow, that power trio sounds like five people. You hear that all the time, how big a power trio can sound. It's just three people. They're actually going the opposite way, stripping it down and using that little bit of size that they can get when they all come in as more of an impact and letting the verses, at least in this song, letting the verses be super dynamic. Really let that story be the forefront. Wow, weirdest Primus song ever. I don't want to stop doing Primus, so if there's something even more weird to check out, I would love to do it on here with you guys. Thank you for watching. My name is Mud. I promised I would get back to it, and I appreciate you guys waiting. Thank you guys so much. Please make sure you're subscribed. Cheers. Love you all as always, and we will see you next time.